Watch what happened to Moses during his waiting room experience. In the dry, parched desert, God revealed his name. I am that I am. This was the first time God had exposed himself in this dimension to any human being. He didn't choose to do it while Moses was in the palace. He didn't reveal this to him when he was in the courts of Egypt or even on Mount Sinai. But the revelation was given to Moses in the waiting room. My friend, God reveals himself to us in the lonely, quiet, isolated chair of the waiting room. Don't be afraid of entering or taking a seat. This season will not just affect you alone, but it will build a heritage of faith and trust into your children if you will teach them, by your actions, how to respond to faith through works. The 4 F's: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Earlier, I mentioned the fight-flight response that is an innate automatic response to danger in all human beings. A more complete and accurate description of this instinct is the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. The complex nervous system wiring of this response allows a person in danger to react in 4 different ways. A fight response is triggered when a person suddenly responds aggressively to something threatening. A flight response is triggered when a person responds to a perceived threat by fleeing or symbolically by launching into hyperactivity. A freeze response is triggered when a person, realizing resistance is futile, gives up, numbs out into disassociation, and/or collapses as if accepting the inevitability of being hurt. A fawn response is triggered when a person responds to threat by trying to be pleasing or helpful in order to appease and forestall an attacker. This 4-fold response potential will heretofore be referred to as the 4 F's. Electrical materials, principles, and issues. The next section discusses the most common pieces of electrical materials and any associated issues. Switches and dimmers. This section discusses single-pole, 3-way, 4-way, dimmer, and 2-pole switches. We'll go through each type of and their common issues. Single-pole switches. A single-pole switch is the most basic type of switches. It has 2 terminals, not including the ground terminal, and a simple on-off switch. When this switch is pushed down, off, it opens the connection. When it's pushed up, on, it closes the connection.